Hello everybody, how's it going? It's me, Crendor, and welcome back to another Almost Too Old for This, the channel where I react to Jesse Cox reacting to content for Gen Z and Gen Alpha or similar stuff. I don't know, whatever he watches. But today, we are watching Is Gen Alpha Cooked? Too Old for Brain Rot. So let's see some brain rot.
Well, we're doing this again, and as I'm sure you can tell, last night I had a long night, and so
I actually
my
cannot.
tolerance for nonsense this morning is very low. So I figured that's a great time for us to jump into the world of Gen Alpha.
Okay.
Not Gen Z, the even younger, the kids, and see what they're into. And of course, I'm referring to Gen Alpha brain rot. Now this, I don't pretend to know anything about.
Which, by the way, Gen Alpha is like high school now, so that's pretty wild.
Because that's not a space I spend any time in. But I think I understand it's going to be a lot of like Riz, Sigma stuff.
Yep.
You can tell I really know what I'm talking about. But it's going to be a lot of words that I don't understand and some that I probably do based on the show that we've been doing. And I guess let's jump in and learn a thing or two. I have a full collection of, I guess, curated.
I like to imagine he's like been collecting stuff himself. I know this is his like editors and stuff doing this. I just like to imagine Jesse going through like, this is pretty good for the brain rot. I'll add this to my YouTube queue.
Clips, and they are from a year ago, so this is probably old stuff by now. I'm fine with it being old. At least maybe I'll have picked up on some of it since.
That's
Let's
true.
jump in, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is 1 full minute of Gen Alpha brain rot.
Okay.
Great. Hold on. Before, hey. So this first one is basically a recreation of the terrible mobile game ads that you'll often see on the internet or before a video. Except it features a zombie from Minecraft and Grimace from McDonald's, as well as a Grimace shake, which was for a time a thing people were. Maybe this is just because a year ago, or however old this video is, it's almost 2 years old now, which is roughly around the time that the McGrimace shake was a whole thing, which by the way, I kind of liked. The videos, the goof about like, if you drank the McGrimace shake, you would become a psychopathic killer, I guess was the goof. It was very weird, very scary movie, big fan of it.
Yeah, that's all right.
I was into that. I saw those videos and was like, that's clever. The kids are clever, but I don't necessarily know that was a Gen Alpha thing. Let's keep watching. I feel like I'm starting to understand here. But, all right. Okay, so that was Roblox, and
I still don't understand Roblox,
a spider who said he had Skibbity Riz. It's really just...
I really think we need to react to Roblox or something, like a full-on Roblox, not just like whatever this is. Well, like we need full-on, I need to figure out Roblox.
Pulling things that young kids would see, right? Grimace, Minecraft, terrible mobile game ads. This is Roblox characters, Skibbity Riz spider. Is it because I can't claim to understand any of this yet, but I'm seeing the trend at least from 2 videos.
Sorry.
I assume all of this that I'm going to see is going to be this weird amalgamation of things kids would see on their phones and or iPads.
It's just a lot of things kids would see on their phones or iPads mixed in with like flashy colors and bright colors and weird it's like, remember back in the day you would have like oh my god, I'm so random, like holds up spork, that type of stuff. I think that's common with a lot of kids because they're just like, I'm so different and weird and random, right? That you want to feel like that. So I think that's why that tends to be popular with younger people, because I know I had a phase like that where I was like, dude, I'm so random, right? Holds up spork, like, so that doesn't surprise me.
It's very specifically targeted to an iPad generation. If anything, it's fascinating. We just started and I'm like, interesting. I have thoughts, and I think
Like, I think we had plenty of stuff like this back in the day, too. Like, we, you know, talking about Skibbity Riz and all, like, we had Gary's Mod stuff. We had, like, E-Bombs World. There was some weird Flash anime. Like, we had a lot of weird stuff.
I think it's generational thoughts. We'll get to that in a sec.
See Baka Skibbity Toilet. One Piece Fortnite from Ohio, W. Riz the Ice Spice Max Prestige Bus and Guyot with Kai Sinet L. Rizzing a Gritty Grimace Shake from Ohio.
Okay,
I already hate this AI stuff.
first off, AI, not a
Yep.
fan, but I feel like we're going to get a lot of that. Also, I kind of understood some of that.
I mean, yeah, we've kind of talked about it, looked into it on Cox and Crendor and even this channel. So, I mean, I think we can kind of understand it a bit. But... Dude, TF2?
What? I think I'm more shocked that Team Fortress is featured in this than I am about
kinda too, yeah.
more Skibbity Creeper. Like, again, Minecraft, huge. I saw all the kids love the Minecraft movie. That checks out. That's not a...
Right,
that
yep.
makes sense to me. They were all like, Chicken Jackie. None of that shocks me. I'm shocked that Team Fortress is still popular with the younger kids.
I am
One of
too.
the things I'm picking up on right away is the weird sort of generational humor is based on the main way that they interact with this online space, because all this is really online humor.
Right.
It's not out in the real world humor, you know what I mean? This is online focused humor, and based on how people interact with the internet, that sort of determines what they find funny. So a lot.
Plus, like, back in the day, only so few people were online, right? Like, even when, you know, my generation, like, prime millennial was back on the internet in, like, you know, 2004, 5, 6, 7, right? Around there, like, we still had a lot of people that didn't go online as much, right? Like, even a lot of kids didn't go online as much. There's people like us playing WoW and shit that would go online, but you know what I mean? Like, playing PC games, doing that. And it was now it's like everybody's online, and I think that also changes the culture of it.
A lot of this that I'm seeing right now is young kids who are super into things that you would see on a mobile device or play on a iPad, things like that. While the previous Gen Z, I'm gonna make the Gen Z assumption here, would be things that you would see on YouTube, right? So Fred, that Fred kid, on Annoying
Forgot
Orange,
about Fred.
the like 8 million Markiplier who is also Lord Farquaad memes, Big Chungus, you know, those things, which were very, a YouTube video was made and it featured that kind of content, or a Vine or whatever. And then how my generation, millennials, our things were YTMND, E-Bombs World,
Yep.
Newgrounds, right?
Yep.
And it was those kinds of things that were our own version of stupid. My favorite was always Epic Maneuver, which was just a gif of Geordie LaForge rolling under a very slow-moving door to music. I think it was Nightwish.
Damn, he liked it so much, he made his YouTube channel it.
But I
and
watched
make.
that thing so many times. I even named screen names after it.
Yep.
Like, it's everyone has their own version of stupid. I'm just in a version of stupid that I was not raised on. But looking at it, I'm very interested, and I'm trying to piece it together. I guess that's why I'm not poo-pooing these, because
It is interesting to try and figure it out and understand it. I think that's why we're doing these channels, right? Like, figuring it out and understanding everything.
yeah, we all had our own stupid thing. This is just their stupid thing.
Yeah. More Skibbity Toilet. Yep. Classic.
I guess my question is that supposed to be someone I'm supposed to know? Is this like a Roblox, like the #1 Roblox
Roblox is just insane
player?
still.
Which, by the way, I just want to say for the record, I saw this guy online who was, I guess, a very famous Roblox player. He is clearly older now than when he started, but his hair and his attitude is still that of his younger persona.
YouTuber,
And I just
yep.
want to say, I watched that happen with the Minecrafters, as the Minecrafter guys were like, hey, everybody, yeah, welcome back to...
Yeah, I remember.
I'm the Minecraft player. And then they aged up and they became like 20, 25,
Yep.
30. And they're like, hey, everybody, welcome back.
That was literally me,
It's
just in
very
general.
funny. And like they still have the
With
same
my energy.
swooshy hair, or like the
Hello,
same
everyone.
like gimmick
Hello,
they
everyone.
had with like a hat or whatever. Roblox guys, Live your dream. Live your dream. I will watch from the distance like, oh, it's weird over there.
It's like Home Improvement. What?
I think I cracked it.
They just played
because
Cotton Eye
that was
Joe?
Just a video game commercial, but then they made it weird, but also cute. But like they were like, click here to help. Okay, interesting. It really is just what young kids would see on
Cotton
their
Eye
phone,
Joe.
which is ads for crappy mobile games. What is this?
So today in Among Us, we've got a weird one. This is the Riz mod. We have to increase our drip, our technique, and then riz all the girls.
Remember when I was just talking about like the guy who was slowly aging out of doing certain content, but was like, I'm
That's what I thought too. Just the guy is just like, he almost gives off the like hello fellow kids type of thing. Like, we're gonna riz Among Us.
still gonna do it? That's what I was referring to. Anyway.
Yep.
So again, that was just characters from popular things, but insanely, the characters are also like, it's the Peter Griffin from Fortnite. You know what I mean? Because it isn't the normal version, it's the version they would know from something unrelated but branded and connected to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It begs the question then, how does this read to people who are sociological experts or people who are looking into the young kids these days? Because I know a lot of people will say, oh, the brain rot. It's the kids are getting stupid and their attention span is off. Is there like a video that will just give me a quick breakdown of stuff? Why brain rot will doom Gen Alpha. Great.
All right. Perfect. We get we're gonna learn all about it right here. I mean, personally, I think it's just, I think I've said it before, but it's more of like people are constantly online, which I think is the part that rots brains. I mean, there's like older people that don't watch this, but they're always on their phone and always online. And I feel like they get brain rot as well. I feel like the more chronically online you are, the more rotted your brain is. I think it's just more tied into that. I don't even think it's as much what you're watching. It's just how long you're online watching it, right? There's a lot of things that can rot your brain in different ways.
Right. This seems like a completely normal and well-balanced video. Let's go.
It's a family reunion. The teens are throwing the football around, the uncles are having a burping contest, and Granddad is telling a very inappropriate war story. 7-year-old Timmy notices none of it. He's glued to his iPad watching his favorite cartoon characters sing the same short song for the 40th time today.
I already know what the vibe of this video is going to be based off of this intro, and I'm already like, ugh. What we're about to see is that this video is going to be like, these kids these days, they can't get off their iPads. Rewind 15 years, these kids these days, they can't get off their Game Boys.
Yep.
It doesn't matter the time period. Kids will always find something to get into that parents don't understand and be like, what? And they'll be like,
I think the issue, more than anything, is that it's happening younger and younger. It used to be happening older. Like, you wouldn't start playing video games till you were like even like 5, 6, 7, right? You start playing Nintendo. I think the fact that we're giving 1-year-olds iPads is like the biggest thing that feels bad. And I think part of that is just due to bad parenting and people that just don't want to deal with their kids. And it's like, hey, maybe we could do some parenting here, interact with your kids, help them, they'll do stuff. And they're just like, my kid won't shut up, so I give them the iPad. And then they grow up and they're like, I don't know what went wrong. And it's like, okay.
these kids, they're so stupid. The youth are corrupt. And that does not change. As a former teacher, trust me on this. Trust me on this.
What's going on with Gen Alpha and screen time? Parents have always said it'll rot your brain about TV, video games, and what have you. But this time, could it actually be happening?
No. What is happening is Gen Alpha is learning things differently and communicating differently in a way that we don't necessarily understand right now. And
I would say that it is a worse form of communication, to be honest. I think some of the things we watched, watching cartoons back in the day, watching like, some types of TV that was like structured. I think that was definitely better than just kids watching like a bunch of noises like blah, 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 blah. So I mean, I I don't think it's as bad as people are saying, but I do think it's not good.
Their brains.
But again, that also ties more into like parenting and stuff and like making sure your kid's not constantly just watching this stuff. Like just you're the parent. You're literally their parent. Just do something about it.
Are rewiring because we as a society demanded faster and faster and faster and faster when it comes to information. And that's a thing we did. We're just slow on the uptick. They were raised with it, just like how young kids know computers better than adults. They were raised with it. So they're just on the leading edge and we're trying to catch up to the thing we did. Our industries did this. Their attention span might be insanely short, but they retain significant amount of information in that time. The thing is, we're upset they're not retaining the information we want them to retain. And that's on us to figure out ways to communicate with them. This is teacher Jesse coming through.
I mean, exactly, right? It's about parenting. Like you can have them watch this, they'll be fine. It's just limit their screen time. Be like, you can watch this for a bit, and then that's it. Like, don't just give them the iPad, and that's it. iPad raises your kid, right?
Our job, if we're trying to reach young kids, is to communicate to them the way they are communicated to. We just see them completely different and think because they interact with the world differently that they're wrong. What I'm saying is that I think maybe we're a little too hard on Gen Alpha when it comes to the brain rot, just because it seems stupid and probably is stupid, but so is everything we were into. What else does this video say for us? Does it have what is the most replayed bit?
Gen Alpha is the third generation to come of age in the digital era, but the experience has been different for everyone. Millennials grew up in the age of the home computer, when the internet experience was mostly about browsing websites, playing games.
Also, can I just say, we're watching an AI video right now. That voice of like, it's and I hate this shit. I hate how many AI videos there are on YouTube. It's terrible. I hate it.
Games and deleting your browser history before you.
I mean, I said all this stuff before when it comes to, you're the man now, dog, and all that. Like, I've been through this, but okay, we'll watch.
You logged off. Time on the computer was usually limited, and it didn't play a big role in entertainment. Gen Z was the first digital native generation, the first social media generation, and they grew up with devices. But smartphones still weren't too common when they were coming of age. To them, the internet was a tool and a way to socialize. But for Gen Alpha, everything changed. The majority of these kids were raised with a smartphone already in their hands.
That's the
Okay.
problem.
Point of order, whose responsibility is that?
Exactly. Who's giving them the phones?
Just putting that out there. But, okay. All right. Yeah, all this is saying is that they've had technology before, they had really come to terms with their brain developing, and this is how they were raised, which is different from the rest of us. And this is, again, faster information, faster things happening, and so their expectations of entertainment are different.
Yeah.
The focus of the internet had shifted from written material to videos and images, and that meant that they would be watching videos before they could talk or read. There were many warnings about the perils of this, with the WHO actually advising that kids under 5 should spend no more than an hour in front of screens.
Again, whose responsibility is that?
Exactly. I mean, that is a genuine concern, I would say, is that it, I love his face here, is that we are giving growing brains, like, too much information too early, and, like, the flashy, like, the colors, the, like, blah, 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 right? And I think that can mess some kids up, and I think that's a problem. But again, it ties into the parents. The parents can control screen time, especially when they're under 5. Like, come on, dude. Like, what are you doing? Like, literally just be a parent. Be like, hey, you know what? And I think a lot of times the parents just don't care. They don't want to deal with it. And they're just like, whatever, just watch your thing. And then they grow up and they're like, what happened?
But also, going back to saying the 1981 to 96 thing, like, oh, well, not everyone was online. There were a lot of people online. Not everyone, clearly. I don't know why we're not giving the same grace to Gen Alpha here.
I mean, I wouldn't compare that. There's a difference between being online, having to sit at a computer, and be like, I'd like to load a website, and then it's like, wee woo, and then it loads like 1 pixel at a time over the course of 5 minutes, compared to opening my tablet and having insane flashing colors and like, right? I think there's a large difference there. So I disagree with Jesse on that. Quite a bit, actually.
Everyone is on their phone all the time watching these videos. It's just not the case. But we're being very selective about how we're like, oh, these damn alpha kids.
I mean, they're not on it all the time, but they're on it a lot of the time. And I think, again, as you get older, it's not as big of a deal because your brain's kind of developed a bit, and then you start watching. I think, again, it's most concerning when they're under like 5 years old. Like I think that's really the problem.
Why can't we say the same things about all the past 2 generations? Why are we giving this video? Definitely has a skewed angle to it.
Kids under 1 shouldn't see them at all. But mom gets busy, dad wants some quiet time, and
Nah, it's all right. So it's the parents' fault. If we're gonna do this whole,
Well,
like,
yeah,
then
it's
what's
the
wrong
parents'
with
fault.
The kids, like always, it's the parents' fault.
It really is the parents' fault, though. Like,
Okay,
it is.
sure.
It's not the kids.
I don't necessarily have the patience to watch the rest of this video. Yeah, if anything, this video reads as, oh, are you Gen Z or a millennial or maybe a boomer or Gen X, and you want to shit on the kids together?
Plus,
Do you know where the kids are?
I think it also boils down to a lot of times the kids will grow up and they might have different, issues from that, but that doesn't mean they can't overcome those things, right? Just because you grow up like that, maybe it messed you up growing up, but especially when you're younger, like you can still rewire the brain. You can still do different things to help, recover from that childhood of just watching an iPad, right? Like I don't think all hope is lost or anything like that.
Do you know what rabbit hole your kid's in? Giving your kid an iPad is like giving them alcohol to chill them out. Too many times I see young child in a stroller watching something on a parent's phone. It's becoming a babysitter, unfortunately. Yeah, this is a lot of Gen Alpha dad here. I feel like the only thing missing, and this is probably true, is we have, as a society, have become more tolerant to people's different interests and letting people love things, which is great. I think this is one of those things where we just pick things to hyper focus on, like the the Gen Z stare. Everyone on social media was talking about it, and they kept making videos and making videos and making videos, when in reality the vast majority of Gen Z aren't like, they're just not really. If anything, it should be an indictment of social media and bad parenting. That's what this is. Gen Alpha brain rot. The real brain rot is lazy parenting.
That's true.
That's,
However,
I guess, the video.
Jesse did just say, to the point in the video, right? Even though it's AI garbage, this thing.
Nah, it's all right. So it's the parents. We're like, past 2 generations.
Where they said,
shouldn't see them at all. But mom gets busy, dad wants some quiet time, and
nah, it's all right. So it's the parents' fault.
no, he's just saying, nah, it's the parents' fault. But that's what the videos say. Like, that's correct. That's the point. And even then, he says, too many times I see a young child in a stroller watching something the parents' phones become babysitter, unfortunately. I would agree with that. I mean, there's probably people that take that to an extreme, right? I would say the thing here is you probably just say, I got to limit their screen time. I shouldn't be just doing this all the time. Like, sure, every once in a while it's probably all right, but people tend to take the easy way out, and most parents are just doing that. They're taking the easy way out, and then they're messing up their kids because of it. And then they're making their kids' lives harder because they're just being lazy. They're not being real parents and like raising their children. So, yeah.
Babysitter, unfortunately, to hyper focus on, like the Gen Z stare. Everyone
I saw that.
Parenting. That's what dived as much as I'm willing to deep dive, and my lessons learned here is that it's no different than anything else we've ever seen throughout history. Clearly I'm too old for it because I'm not of the generation, but I'm not too old to acknowledge that let the kids have fun. The stuff they're laughing at isn't the problem. It's the fact that parents are being like, here, laugh at this, rather than me do my job.
Yes. Again, I think he's correct to an extent, but again, I do think it's a problem when you're letting young children watch literally anything when, it is a parent problem. I think the big thing here is that it's not the content as much. It's just, again, how much content people are consuming, right? I mean, you could be older and just consume nonstop TV, right? You can consume a bunch of things that'll rot your brain, but it's the timing in which people consume it. It's how much you allow it to control your life. It's how much you allow your child to consume as they're developing their brain in an extremely important developmental era, or, the time period of development. So I think that's the big thing. And I guess we'll see eventually how it all plays out. But That's an interesting one. So, is Gen Alpha cooked? Some of them might be, but what generation doesn't have some people that are cooked, right? Okay? Okay. See ya.